37 million people saw Taylor Swift tell them to click a link. The problem was, it was not Taylor Swift, and the scary thing is that most of them had no idea. Welcome back to RepSec Wednesday, the show where we talk about what actually threatens your reputation, your brand, and your digital identity in the world we're living in right now. I'm Daniel Rodriguez, and I'm a digital risk protection consultant with Visionary IT Security. And every week on this show, we take the biggest stories in reputational security and we break them down in a way that actually means something. Whether you're a creator, a business owner, a brand, or just someone who spends a lot of time online, this is episode 4, and we are talking about one of the most alarming influencer security stories we have tracked all year. On April 30th, 2026, a mass deepfake campaign swept across TikTok using the faces of Taylor Swift, Rihanna, and Kim Kardashian. These were all AI-generated videos, all fake, promoting a fake TikTok feature. And they were specifically engineered to look real, feel real, and steal from real people. We are going to break down exactly what happened, how it worked, what Taylor Swift is doing to fight back, and most importantly, what you need to do to protect yourself and your brand from becoming the next target or the next victim. Let's get into it. So here's what actually went down. On April 30th of this year, cybersecurity researchers at CopyLeaks and Bitdefender flagged a coordinated campaign running across multiple platforms. Hackers had created AI deepfake videos featuring Taylor Swift, Rihanna, and Kim Kardashian. And they were using these videos to advertise something called TikTok Pay. The pitch was simple. TikTok is rewarding you for your views. Click this link, claim your money, easy peasy. Now, if you saw that video in your feed with Taylor Swift's face on it, in the TikTok app that you use every single day with official looking TikTok branding, would you hesitate? Would your mom hesitate? Would your little sister hesitate? Because here's the thing. These were not low effort scam videos. These were engineered. The scammers knew exactly what they were doing, and they added what researchers call textured filters to the footage. Basically, visual static layered onto the video. Why? Because TikTok's AI detection tools are trained to scan for synthetic faces. The texture throws off the algorithm. The platform does not flag it, the video stays up, and it keeps reaching people. So when users click that link, one of two things happen. Either they were taken to a third-party site that harvested their personal information, including name, email, or phone number, and sold it in bulk on the dark web within hours, or the site silently attempted to install malware on their device. No loud warnings, no obvious signs, just a quiet infection running in the background. And who gets blamed when Taylor Swift fans get their identity stolen by a fake Taylor Swift video? Taylor Swift does, even though she had nothing to do with it. So that's the attack. And I want to make sure that you understand why it works, because once you understand the mechanism, you're not going to unsee it. So here's a concept that we talk about a lot on this show, and it's called the trust economy. So when a creator builds an audience, and that could be a celebrity, politician, influencer, TikToker, whatever platform you use, and it can include tens of thousands of followers or 100 million. They are not just building a fan base, right? They're building a trust account. So for every real video, every authentic moment, every time they actually show up for their audience, that deposits into the trust account. And that's what you're building. And their fans learn over time that when this person speaks, I believe them. And when this person recommends something, I consider it. That trust account is the engine of everything. So it's worth more than the merch revenue, more than the brand deals. It is the foundation of what you do. What a deepfake does is make an unauthorized withdrawal from that trust account. The scammer does not need to hack Taylor Swift's phone. They do not need to breach TikTok servers. They don't really need to do anything technical. They just need enough of her likeness, which is publicly available across years of videos she's posted about herself, to borrow her credibility for just 45 seconds. And that 45 seconds of borrowed trust is all it takes to send someone's grandmother to a malware site. And when that fan gets defrauded, research consistently shows that they blame the platform and they blame the creator, even if they intellectually know that the creator was actually victimized. The brand absorbs the damage, the trust account gets drained, and the scammer's already on to the next one. Bitdefender researchers found over 9,000 malicious live streams on YouTube alone using this same exact tactic with celebrity deepfakes. This is not a one-off. This is actually becoming industrialized. So Taylor Swift is not sitting still on this. And what she is doing matters for every creator watching this show. And it's that she filed for trademarks on her voice and her likeness. Not just her name, her voice, her face, her image as intellectual property. That is a legal move that is genuinely unprecedented at the scale. And what it signals to the entire industry is that we're moving towards a new era, an era where your appearance and your voice are assets that require the same legal protections as a logo, a trademark, or even a patent. Because in 2026, your voice is a key and your face is a password. And if you're building a brand in public, you need to treat those things accordingly. So I know what some of you are already thinking. I'm not Taylor Swift. I don't have 200 million followers. This doesn't apply to me. And I want to push back on that directly because the threat scales down to every level of creator and it scales across to every executive, every business owner, and every person building something with their name and their face attached to it. And at the beginner level, the threat is fake verification scams. Someone pretending to be Instagram or TikTok, offering you a blue check mark. They want your login, your account gets taken over and used to run scams on your own audience. Now, once you're monetized, that threat shifts. Now you're getting targeted with fake brand deals. A company reaches out, they send you a PDF with a media kit. That PDF installs a credential stealing program on your device, and now attackers have your login and your session, meaning they could bypass your two-factor authentication entirely because they are already inside. At the influencer level, you're dealing with deepfake impersonation campaigns, exactly like what happened to Taylor Swift and Rihanna. Your face is being used to defraud people you have never met in countries you have never visited. And if you have a team like editors, managers, social media coordinators, every single one of them is a potential entry point. An attacker doesn't need to get you if they can compromise the laptop of the person who has access to your YouTube account. The threat scales, but so do protections. And that's why I want to talk about now. If you are a brand, celebrity, or a creator with significant public profile, here's what you need to be doing right now. First, register your likeness as an intellectual property. What Taylor Swift is doing with her voice and face trademark is a blueprint. Work with an attorney who specializes in digital IP. Understand what you can protect and protect it proactively, not reactively. Second, establish a clear and public content verification policy with your audience. So how do we do this? Post a pinned video, a pinned tweet, a highlighted Instagram story, wherever your audience lives, that explicitly states, here are my only official accounts. Here's the only way I run giveaways. Here's the only way I will ever ask you to click a link. Make it boring, make it specific, make it impossible to miss, because the deepfake is going to look convincing. Your preemptive disclosure is the only thing that can inoculate your audience before the scam reaches them. Third, if you have an audience large enough to be impersonated, you need someone actively monitoring for fake accounts and fraudulent content using your likeness. This is not something you could do manually. There are tools and services built specifically for this. Digital brand protection monitoring that scans platforms for unauthorized use of your name, face, and likeness. At Visionary IT Security, this is what we do. This is our bread and butter, and we do what we can to help protect clients. Just need to put that plug in there because you cannot fight what you cannot see. Fourth, engage platform trust and safety teams directly. You want to build those relationships before you need them, because when a deepfake of you goes live, you do not want to be sending a cold report into the ticketing system. You want to call these people directly. All right, now let's kick it for the individuals watching, the fans, the everyday users, people like you and me, and how to protect yourself. So when you see a celebrity telling you that they have free money for you, a reward program, or a new platform feature that you've never heard of, stop. That is a moment to pause, not click. Ask yourself, have I seen this announced anywhere officially? Has a creator mentioned this on their main feed, in their own voice, in a natural context? Is the platform feature something I can find on the platform's own website or verified help center? If the answer is no to all these questions, it is a fake. Close the tab. Do not enter your information. Now for your own account. Move beyond that two-factor authentication. Hardware security keys like YubiKey are inexpensive, widely available, and nearly impossible to steal remotely. They are the standard that anyone serious about account security needs to be used. Watch for unexpected logouts. If you get randomly signed out of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or any other platform where you have an account, do not just log back in and move on. That unexpected logout can be a sign of an active session hijacking attempt. Treat it like an alarm. Change your password, review what changed in your account within the last 24 hours. And limit what you share publicly about your routines, your location, your schedule in real time. Because as we saw with the CEO voice clone attack that happened the same week as these deepfakes, the attackers are pulling your travel schedule from your LinkedIn profile and your Instagram stories to make their impersonation feel real. The less publicly available that kind of information is, the harder it is for them to build a convincing pretext. Again, avoid sharing it in real time. If you did something or went to a party late last night and you're posting about it the day after, that's fine. We're just talking about that real-time location and schedule. So we're at a turning point in cybersecurity where the threats are now moving away from hacking passwords to hacking identities. And your face, your voice, and your credibility itself is now the target. Taylor Swift is responding with legal protection of her likeness, which is a right instinct. Brands need a protection strategy, and creators need a verification protocol. And individuals need to slow down before they click. At Visionary IT Security, we work with brands, executives, and creators to build exactly these kinds of protections: monitoring, risk assessments, digital footprint reduction, and response planning for when these situations do happen. Because this is not going away, and if anything, it's going to get more sophisticated, more targeted, and even more personal. But the good news is awareness is the first line of defense, and you're already here. So I'm Daniel Rodriguez. This is RepSec Wednesday, episode 4, and thank you so much for watching today's video. Before you go, scan that QR code on your screen right now to take your free digital risk self-assessment from Visionary IT Security free of charge. It takes about 5 minutes so that you know exactly where your brand, your identity, or your organization is the most exposed and what to do about it. Scan it now, and I'll see you next Wednesday.